I think I'm live. It shows that I am. Pop out. Throw this over here. Alright, welcome to the very first Nutwalker stream. I'm gonna break down a couple videos. Games, rather. From none other than Sebastian. And, you know, see if I think anything's worth... I've downloaded all of the ones that I can because they just updated the game like yesterday or something. I'm not really interested in watching this one because it is not a full game. It's an 11-12. Although I do think that he performed fairly well in it. 21 and 15. Top 3. It's pretty good. However, even this one, I'm kind of fairly interested in as well, because he's, 22, which isn't obviously positive, but it's still a high number, so it's pretty good. In fact, I have deeply considered this one because it is another one with Orlix who performs pretty poorly, and I think that'd be very funny to watch. But the main thing that I don't want to do is because it's a draw and also because it's on Pearl, and I think that 2 back-to-back Pearl games would be perhaps a little bit boring. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not going to. Although, hold on. Orlix also didn't perform very good in this game, I think. Oh no, he did better. But let's see. The other ones that we've got to try are this one here, which was Breeze. A top 3 performance. Orlix did good. That's a contender for sure. This one is a loss, which is not doesn't scare me off or anything. That's the last video was on. 1914 as well is, decent enough. I do think that the lobby itself with silver 2s and stuff makes it kind of interesting as well. But if you think that's interesting, wait until we get into this, where we went 19 and 14 on the loss, but we're playing with silvers and we got team MVP second in the lobby. I'm fairly interested in taking a look at that one. The other one that I'm fairly interested in taking a look at is Sebastian actually told me that this one was a pretty bad game for him. However, as bad as he played, he did get the win, and it's a very gold silvery lobby, which is interesting to me just for the sake of it, being something different. 8 and 19 also makes me think there's probably some pretty funny moments in here. It's interesting watching this Gecko and Phoenix both drop nearly 35 kills each, more than 30, just because they're gold 1s, which makes me think they probably don't belong in gold 1. I don't necessarily mean to say that they're smurfing, but it would be interesting to see what they look like, because a lot of times, you just get placed into a bad rank and you don't really deserve to be there. You probably should be higher, like placing bronze, but really you're a gold level player, or placing gold and really you're a platinum level player. Let's see. I kind of almost wonder what it would look like to do 2 maps in one video, like comparing a fantastic 17, 14, 13, 7 top 3, actually where Orlix performs quite well as well, which is cool, to... Is this a solo queue game? No, I believe Raz is someone that Sebastian plays with, and so I want to just take a gander at both of these before diving in. And just looking at the scoreboards, these are the 2 that speak to me the most. However, anything's possible here. If it's really boring just looking through it, I might pivot. I might try something different. But, But maybe not. Alex playing right now? Maybe that's too soon. Alright, let's take a look at some of these rounds. I'm mostly going to look through the lens of the players, and if there's anything that speaks to me on the mini-map, I might take a deeper dive. But let's see here. We've got a ton here, an elbow. We saw that guy's shoulder, and somehow we still lose the fight. And then it's played out as such. Everybody knows the last guy's flank. They're both watching it. And it's a clean round. Let's see. We stun and walk through anyways. I guess you're the Phoenix. Kind of makes sense. I'm just not a fan of the way we did this. There's like zero... I mean, first you get flashed here. But then there's zero... What's the term? Urgency? Or, No, what is the word that I'm looking for? Not urgency, this is a very bad smoke. Wow, I'm really struggling on the word. Intent. There we go. And then we intentionally die to that guy. Come forward here. What else happens? That's a very ballsy play by this Omen, which pays off. Okay. Moving into the next round, does anything interesting happen? Let's see. I might actually slow this down. Oh, there's no 1.5 speed? That's a missed opportunity. I do think that would be very nice to have. Alright. Let's see. You flash out of this. Crouch spray demon. That's my goat right there. Comes around this way. Okay, not a bad play at all. And he's kind of ready for it. I'll respect it. Okay, how does this guy die? Does he just die to this player in tunnel? He ADS crouch spray, or he doesn't crouch spray, but he ADS's to deaths. The thing is that I've got him on Phoenix now, which is an upgrade from Omen. However, the mechanics are still a struggle, but the mechanics are less interesting to talk about for the sake of a video. So maybe I should have just, like, intentionally let this guy throw. I mean, is anything interesting happening here? I guess the lack of coordination is worth talking about. Like, I don't know. Although the Gecko is watching something, so it's not like, I mean, this guy's gonna get... Yeah, that's... Let's see. Is there gonna be an awesome wall here? It'd be so dope if this guy did an awesome wall. He's getting swung by 3 people. Yeah. I mean, do we heat up anywhere? Is there a moment where I'm like, damn, hell yeah. I guess there's two 2Ks back to back into a 3K. But sometimes when you get two Ks close enough together, it looks like 1 kill on the leaderboard or on the timeline. ADS kill. Holy. Shouldn't be getting away with that, but we do. That's phenomenal. We don't break this. Is this another terrible smoke? Bro, this Omen is really dropping the ball with these smokes. I bet you he dies to this veto because of this bad smoke. Yeah. That's suboptimal. Just a second. Just quickly. Okay. Let's see what happens next. ADSing. I don't like it. He's not going to get punished for it, but maybe he will on the second. Does he ADS there? No, he backs off. He's got both flashes. That's perfect. He's going to ADS. Yup. And he's going to lose the fight. Yup. The thing about ADSing is that, sure, you zoom in a little bit, but especially with the Vandal, you don't zoom in that much, and it completely limits your movement. I believe it's the same speed as shift walking, versus if you were able to just, like, burst and then instantly hide behind cover, I think you're much more favorable in that situation. Especially in a 4v1 at the time. Like, he's got other problems to worry about. If you swung into cover and then this guy takes next and then you swing during that gunfight, that's a free kill. If not, at least you're not dying, which is like, sure, you win the round, no problem, but let's be honest, the goal of every bronze player is to just stat pad as hard as possible. So let's see what happens next here. Oh, you had an AFK teammate that round. That's fire. That makes that way better. Let's see. We get a kill here. Yup, W crouch spray. I'm not a fan of crouch spraying. What's going on here? Is he tethered? Yeah, he is. Okay, fair enough. He gets tethered. Unfortunate. Now, we're kind of looking at the wall for a while. We've got an interesting timing here. Are we ready for it? This guy gets domed. Okay. See, yeah. You're trying, yeah. I mean, you are trying to help your chamber who is way too far forward. I get it. I don't support that insta-dying, though. Like, jiggling here is huge. Even just, like, getting one and then backing off and going, oh my god, I know where both my, like, the enemies are, and then playing over here with your team. Or do you have a wall, you have a molly, like, you definitely could, have done something. You have both flashes. You take one, go back under cover, flash out. Now that's a play. Let's see. ADS dying. Yup. Checks. Let's see this round. Good kill, bro. Picking up the op. Oh my gosh. You're getting walled out, you're getting slowed out. I think, personally, if you're sage walled out, you should break the wall and just leave. I mean, like, if you're slowed out like that, if you break the wall, they're gonna, like, hear, oh shit, 3 people are shooting at this wall right now. So they're breaking the wall, which means they still have to worry about it. But you should just leave because you're totally stalled out, especially since they're throwing those slows in. And now, look, you've got no map control. Look at where the veto is. They know exactly where you are. You've been, what's it called? Tethered, tripwired here. So now, yeah, you hit that. They know you're leaving. And this veto is waiting for it. Does he get one? No, he insta-dies. And, wow. You want to be holding here with the op, right? I guess you could play with your team. It's fine, too, actually. What am I saying? What do I know? But I think you want to take sight here. Because, oh, they don't have smoke alive. What am I even saying? They don't have wall. I guess they have the... Oh, they do have smokes. Oh, yeah. I'm looking at this all weird. Astra's even got her fucking super wall now. Which is super not great. So I believe you want to be playing up here. Or playing cannon looking mid. The Gecko does, though. He's kind of feeling it. Let's see. Yeah, the wall goes out, and then you're kind of cooked because you've got this... I mean, just pick up one of your dead buddies' guns. Oh, they're both died on... That's why you never flash forward. Wall. Throw a wall. Win the round like that. Like, yeah, I get stressed out sometimes watching these, I can't lie. But I get it. Let's see what happens here. We're on defense? Oh, fuck. Wait, what? We're on defense, and what are we doing here? We're just kind of listening? We got the ASMR of the plant? And you look right there, and you hold that. You don't keep swinging. Especially... Wow, the Gecko getting that kill is huge. No, you don't keep exposing yourself to more angles. I think you wait because they're almost guaranteed gonna walk back. Nobody likes being stuck around pillar. It's actually like fairly safe behind pillar. You've got this box, and you can kind of walk around and get very cheeky. But most people don't really like playing on site here, I notice. And so like they're almost guaranteed to walk back here or there. But because you're like too busy exposing yourself to everything, you gotta hide and then get scared and whiff like hella. Rematch. Well, all I'm saying is you can't ADS with the Sheriff, and it's probably his best gun, I can't lie. You saw his head! Oh my golly. I believe we should be giving this all over to Sebastian, but not happening. That's fine. Next round. Actually, I might do a comparison between this game and the game where he's playing with a couple silvers and golds, because I think this does a very good job at demonstrating it's not the enemies getting harder. I mean, it's not that you're making more mistakes necessarily in one game over the other. It's just that the mistakes that you make all the time that usually don't get punished at the higher, like the higher you climb the elo ladder. Oh yeah, we got TP'd on there. That's kind of beast from that Yoru, I can't lie. Let's check down further. I think we just die there because we had a classic. Now you know that there's a guy there, or it could have been a fake, but probably not. Okay, you crouch spray like hella. Crouch spray like hella. Flash. I see the vision. Not the worst wall. Actually, it's a pretty bad wall. Because here's why. Now they just have to look here. Unless you flash out, because you're the only person who can do it. The Omen and the Reyna have to peek right. Yo, Spites! What's going on? Holy, that timing on the TP. This Omen is so fortunate, but not really. The Yoru TP goes through faster than the... Oh, nice shot! And you didn't even have to ADS for that. You saw his elbow brick. Okay, W crouch spray. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna... Okay, sure. Does that Molly even hit everything? Yo, Phoenix's Molly is bigger than I thought it was. I mean, it doesn't hit everything. Easily, this guy could have been here. But, I mean, like, we're swinging out. That's a decent Molly, though. But now, you have... Like, surely you know you half it. I mean, you hear this guy's footsteps now. You tried to get off, but it was too late. You have to just half it. You got tons of time. Let's keep watching. Is this the most useless ult of all time, or is it actually fairly good? It's, I mean, you get instantly punished for it, but it's whatever. You got Molly the smoke, man! That would have been Aura! Even now. Now you wait. Yoru's on site. Ah, they're crossed over. The time is over. The window is gone. Low-key low-rate Valorant looks hilarious. It's pretty fun, I can't lie. I have or infuriating if you're playing it. There's a couple times where I'll be watching some of these clips, and I get genuinely, like, kind of queasy or ill. Okay, stop ADSing, bro. So this is interesting to me, because I'm noticing a lot of the mistakes this guy's making here. However, he's still, like, frying compared to these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like 16 and, or what is it, 15 and 12 here. and he ends 17 and 14. So he gets a W flick, but he's making some fairly like basic. Okay, where are we looking? We got the kill. That's weird. Okay, flash out, check half wall. You heard the footsteps, so I guess it's fair enough, but you gotta check half wall. That's a map specific thing you might not know, but final round. So like a lot of these mistakes are the reasons why he's dying, but a lot of the time they go unpunished. And so it like reinforces these bad behaviors. Or at least tells him, maybe that's not what the problem is. And we get the kill here. Like that crouch spray, you get the kill there, but so many times you'd get punished for that. These flashes are actually fairly interesting, because you did full blind that guy, and then let's see who this guy full blinds this way. No one, because nobody's looking. And then does he crouch spray? What happens here? No, they leave. Or do they come back? Yeah, they leave. And now let's see how we die. Do we just swing this? You gotta take space with this Gecko. I mean, okay, fair enough. The Gecko, when they swing this way, should look right and go, oh yeah, there's a guy half wall. But you died to this, I think, same guy in half wall like a round ago. I think. No. Was it the very next round? One of these rounds you died to this guy half wall. Yeah, it's the same person. You died to the same Astra from the same spot. The very round before. You know what I'm saying? So that's an example of you do get punished. Now if we go to the map that you did win, but like barely, I'm sure we'll see a lot of similarities in play. I don't play, but I play a little CS, and low-level CS is very similar. I believe that. I don't play like any CS at all. I would describe myself as low-level CS. But I also totally see the similarities, and I believe that this is SoCans. It's challenging, but it's fun to review and make these videos on. I think I'm gonna try something different that I haven't done in my previous two videos, where I compare these two games, because the main difference between this game and the other game, where he played like not great in this game and fairly well in the other game, is the quality of the opponent. If we watch some of these same mistakes go out, like let's see. I see a lot of ADSing in this guy's games. I see a lot of crouch spraying, and I see a lot of forgetting shit that happened like the round before. People just completely forgetting something that happened a round ago is so bad in CS and Siege, which is my main. Yeah. Now I think my first game that I really got into was like Rainbow Six Siege, before even Fortnite. Like it was like. I mean, I remember when the original release trailer came out for Rainbow Six Siege. It was so hype. And I got the game and I like grinded to unlock all the characters, and then I don't know, stopped being fun for me as much. Did they nerf Jaeger? I was one of those Jaeger guys who would run around with like the ACOG and the carbine, and just like I was one of those guys. I was not an Ash main though, for some reason. I liked playing tactically on attack, but I would just be Jaeger on defense. He's been nerfed so many times. That's tragic. So let's see how this guy dies here. Just the guy behind you. Okay, weird. He's not horrible now, but he's way worse. Yeah, I believe that. I mean, one of the things I like about this gun that's kind of... I mean, obviously, this game is very derived from CS, but I like the fact that, like, you're not hard stuck to a gun. Like, the thing is with Siege is, like, yeah, Jaeger had that carbine, and that was, like, his gun. So one of the ways you would nerf him is by nerfing his gun, which is actually fairly cool, because you can't do that in this game. If you wanted to nerf, say this character, Phoenix, you can't just nerf his gun. You have to nerf some of his kit. But I also like that, because that means that, like, you can just play whatever gun makes you happiest. You don't have to play with a gun just because you've chosen that character. Let's see how we die this round. We're forcing here. Already interesting. Oh, but we won. No, that makes sense to force. Are we going to ADS and die? Let's see. No, but we do try crouch spraying. And we're also kind of just caught off guard, I can't lie. This round, we bought up. Anyways? which shouldn't be the case. That's a economic misfire. You gotta be playing off this drone. I mean, his headset must be busted. I mean, okay, through the YouTube chat, can you very clearly hear that this guy is close right? Or is my headset just very good? What part of I like about CS is I know that T and CT have different guns, but you can always get the other side's guns. Yeah, that's very cool. This game, it's even more dumbed down than that. CT and T both get the exact same gun set. The only difference is the skins. But okay, through the YouTube chat, can you hear this guy close right? I think it's fairly obvious, but I don't know if that's because I have a headset that's designed for like video games like this. You can hear it. Yeah, interesting. Bro, this guy needs to... IDK needs a new headset. There was a round in the last video that I uploaded where he like was right beside Arena and just absolutely could not hear him. And it was also on his right side. I wonder if his right headset like speaker is busted or something. We're ADSing here and then we're gonna die. I guarantee it. This Omen's gonna swing. He's stuck in a... I mean, this is not a good position, I believe. But I think this is better. Or playing here would be better. But I believe he's about to die while ADSing. Well, he didn't even react. He actually just fell asleep at the wheel. Next round. We flash. We do this, like, we look right when we flash often, which, like, you don't need to do. Okay. How did that jet not get flashed? That's just really unlucky, maybe. No, the jet just moved. That's how they didn't get flashed. It's just out of position. In fact, when you flash this, you don't want to be looking at an angle like this because there's that cover right there. You want to be looking almost dead on so that it flashes at a full 90 and ends up like right here. But still, he's not ready for it. It's like a really bad swing, both of those. Let's see what happens next. Now we need to look there. I've always liked the idea of Valorant a lot because of Overwatch was my first big game on PC, and I like CS a lot, but the community throws me off, not gonna lie. I doubt it's as bad as this look. I mean, yeah, I mean, like, the main thing is, like, the E-daters. That's, like, the main meme that I think a lot of people associate with Valorant, which is, like, I think a fair criticism, but it also doesn't happen as much as I think people say. Okay, so I play mostly competitive. In ranked, that's, like, I don't think ever happened. It happens a fair bit in Swift play, which is like the casual 1st to 5 mode instead of 1st to 13 with overtime. But I don't know if it's ever happened in a ranked game that I've been in. So I guess it depends on what you play. Yeah, whoa, how are we not ready for this? And then we also insta-crouched, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how we weren't ready for that. No, this guy's like falling asleep or something. Okay, that's a bad dart. Whatevs. Look to heaven. I mean, to garage. Yeah, we're slow on that for sure. I mean, do I even include this game? Because I genuinely don't think that he usually plays this bad. I bet the Siege community and toxicity is way worse overall. I've actually, like, I don't know what the Siege community is like anymore. I used to be, like, huge into Siege. I would watch, like, Siege is what got me into watching competitive, like, Pro League games, which I now carry over into Valorant. But I haven't played it in so long, I have no idea what the community's like. I think the last time I had played Siege was like when Flores was the newest agent, or what are they called in that operator. But I had taken a break before that. I came back so I could try out Flores, and I was like, don't fuck with it. I think just because of my shooter experience, I'd be able to understand Val as well as low ranks. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I think fair enough. I think that there are like if this is your only ever shooter game, like competitive shooter game you've ever played, it'll take a bit longer to get into compared to this, like if you've played other games before, for sure. I'm not trying to overestimate myself, but I'm decent at picking stuff up. Yeah. And especially when it comes to, like, some aspects you just, like, kind of, like, you don't have to retrain yourself on some things. Like somebody who's never played this game before has to consider crosshair placement, you know what I mean? Like just aiming at head level, aiming where you think people are going to come from. Because if you're playing a game, say like Minecraft as your main game, you never have to look at the head. Like if you're trying to kill, let's say, a creeper, you don't have to worry about hitting a headshot. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter where you hit them. But like in a game like this, it does actually matter where your crosshair is. Especially basic game sense like crosshair and aim. Yeah, for sure. Audio placement, for sure. Some specific cues you just wouldn't know, but left and right with footsteps, I would know day one. Yeah, exactly. Like for example, this is strange to me. Like we see this, we hear this getting destroyed, we see it break, we like glance at it and then look away. And it's like, dude, just back up. So he sees this as a threat, but then realizes by taking his eyes off this, now he's like free for a kill. However, which is like fair enough. If you're standing right there, it's very likely you just get your head blown off. However, a solution would to just be backing up like 2 feet while continuing to look at that so that this is covering you. That's the kind of thing that I don't know. If you've never played a shooter game, you might not know right away. But like the unconscious knowing what angles are being you're exposed to, I think is something that you could pick up if you're used to playing a game like Siege, especially because Siege, like, new angles form all the time. Ignore the enemy I see for the enemy I suspect that it can exist. Yeah, exactly. This is kind of what this guy just did. Whereas, like, if you played Siege, maybe you'd know, oh, yeah, I just back up 2 feet here, and I'm fine. You know what I mean? I don't know what happens in low-level shooter stuff, how people just forget or ignore big things. Yeah. I think it's a huge part of it is indecision. So much, especially with this guy that I'm watching right now, and you can see that in the last 2 videos I made, because it's the same guy. It's like, man, if you just, like, commit to something, it's better than not committing to anything at all. For sure. Even if it's the wrong play. W crouch spray. Crazy flash, and then we kind of chicken out. Oh man, had you just mollied this, you saw that dart come from close. Had you just mollied right there, you kill that guy for sure. And being overwhelmed is a huge aspect of it. It's hard to commit to a decision when you feel like there's 1,000 things that could go wrong, which is a case of being overwhelmed. Yeah, I don't know where this guy's looking. Honestly, fair play by the Jet, good reposition, but no! Oh my god, thank god. I actually thought he was about to whiff that. Huh. I was like, there's no way this is how he dies. Let's see. Okay, stop ADSing. I liked shooting through the wall, but don't do it while ADSing. Yeah, and now you're dead from the flanker. Tragedy. I mean, that's the other thing too. Like, you gotta know what your job is in some spots. It's not always... Okay. This is a tough one. Maybe I don't review this one for the video because it's like so much of what he's doing is so wrong that I just can't see him doing that if he's not, I don't know, tired. Are you going to post videos of your own gameplay? I think maybe, but the problem is I'm in plat, so it's like a little bit less exciting because I'm like high enough on the skill tree. High enough on the skill tree that it's like if you're good at the game, you're like, oh, this guy's bad. But if you're bad at the game, you're like, oh, this guy's like not as good as the top players. You know what I mean? So it's like, why watch me when you could just watch a top player? And if you're a good player, why watch me when you could watch someone who's way, way, way shittier? You know what I mean? It also is easier for me to pick on a bronze player because I know exactly what all of the problems are. Or at least like what a huge majority of them are. It's harder to like make jokes about me because most of the mistakes I make are like way more basic, or like I just won't recognize it as a mistake because that's the reason I'm in plat and not diamond. You know what I mean? So it's a bit easier to punch down than it is to punch at the mirror, I suppose. Maybe I'll give it a shot eventually, but as of right now, I'm having way more fun, less fundamentals than bronze. But yeah, I mean, like the bronze, when a bronze player does something stupid, it's like ridiculously stupid. When I do something stupid, it's like, I think less like, so hold on. Crazy quote. You're Confucius. Yo, thank you, bro. Like, if we look at view career, my last comp game. Oh, they're all out of date now. Can't even watch them. That's tragic. But I remember this game. I played terribly. I played really badly. I mean, I was like the lowest person in the lobby, kind of, but I still played terribly. But like, this game is hard because I think I was just aiming bad that day. I just like woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I already watched most of it back. And it was like just like not fantastic. Even if I go back to actually my actual Nutwalker account, here we go. Let's look at my most recent ranked game. I went 19-15, won the game, 4th overall, 2nd on the team, like played like decently. I think a lot of the mistakes I make are a lot less exciting than like, oh, I was ADSing, or I crouch prayed, or I like threw the shittiest smoke of all time. Where am I? I am 7. So let's see. I also try not to focus too heavily on macro stuff because I think that's one of the areas that I struggle the most. Here, I threw on my kit for my teammates, and I'm like, okay, I got to do something because we've got literally 0 map control at all. The closest thing we have is this trip. They could be in sewer for all I know. So I'm like trying to retake space somewhere else. This is like the closest I can get to macro. Hit that. Hit that. And now I'm looking here for somebody to come up the rope. And like in my thought, I'm thinking, okay, we clearly just killed the Sky who's like slowly rotating over and the Deadlock who's slowly rotating over. And we knew there was 3 people on B. So there's only 2 people left on B. 2 dead mid players, essentially, which means there could only possibly be 1 more person A. So in my mind, I'm thinking everybody goes A, and I'll try to look for somebody who's like trying to trade these guys. Because I just got 2 back-to-back kills. They're probably scared. And that's kind of like almost what happens when we look at this Reyna who's waiting for me to come out. And then my dipshit team all go with me, which I guess I get playing together as a team. But bro, think about it. We got 1 person left on A. Like max. And now our smokes player is waiting for it. To be fair, we get sight. Great. And we end up winning the round too. But like, not until after our heaven player dies. And then I hear this guy going down. I know I didn't give it a super in detail comment, but your last video was very good. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Free versus hard win. Yeah. The pacing was excellent. I appreciate that. Actually, I'm glad, because I did think that my pacing in the first video was not as good as the pacing in my second video. That was something I was thinking about. I watched the first video after I posted it, and I was like, eh, could be better. And so the second video, I was thinking about it a bit more. Oh, imagine if I shot a second earlier. That would have been aura. So anyways, I'm like seeing all my teammates jump out. This is crazy, too, by the way. I try to run out and then get fucking stunned and died because all my teammates are hanging out in the smoke, which is like kind of my fault for not knowing that they were doing that. But also, I have never seen this ever in my entire life. How could I have expected that? The Jett jumps down into like this is our team smoke. It gets completely fucked up by the one way. As the team's trying to help, our Jett's like, what are we doing here, bro? Pick an angle. I'm so shocked that the Omen gets 2 here. Like, that's incredible. And now we've got sight, but it's a... What is our chamber doing? Ultimate. He's like shift walking. We're on site, bro. Why are you shift walking? Okay. This round, what happens? Valorant in particular looks like a sensory overload in comparison to other popular shooters. I think maybe that's true. I also think though that like you get used to it pretty fast, because I mean it's like Siege in Overwatch, right? Where there's like a shit ton of characters that all do different things, but you're only ever going against 5 of them at a time, and you're only ever going with 4 of them at a time. So it's not like you've got like 12 bajillion characters all throwing their utility at you at one time. It's like 5 guys who are all throwing their utility at you at once. And there's also a meta, right? So it's like most people are going to play like the same like couple characters in ranked, you know what I mean? It would be rare you ever see I don't know, for example, Gecko. In my ranked, at least, it's like not a very common thing. Reyna, super common. That's why we've got one on this team and why we've got one on that team. You know what I mean? I love when my teammates sprint in when they shouldn't and slow walk when they shouldn't. I know, it's like, what are we doing here? I get what you're saying, like it applies to both of these. Yeah. So here we go. Here, let's see what happens in this round, because I don't die this round. We won like the first 5 in a row or something, and I just got like body in mid-game. So I throw this eye for my team. Our Jett entry is actually fairly okay. I dog the screens player, so I know they're there. The blind comes in late, but whatevs. I'm like, somebody else plant because I've already got my ultimate. Jett plants, my goat. I'm holding heaven. And now I dog screens. I get one. I know there's at least 1 screens, but I also hear 1 heaven, so that's where I look first. The screen player gets closer. I throw a very shitty C's there, but whatevs. Now I know that the screens player is out and has probably crossed. We win the round. Next round, how do I die? Like, is it... That's the thing, is when I die, it's probably a lot less exciting than when a bronze player dies. Okay, I dog the close player. I eye out. Our Jett dashes across. I try to throw a C's. And then, yeah, we just get run out. I mean, like, that just happens. That was good timing. I guess I could have been looking there, but I was also trying to look somewhere else as well. Does this alt any good? I mean, actually, now that I think about it, it's not that great because it's rare that more than 1 player is playing here. And if you do have someone playing here, it's usually someone who's got a get-out-of-jail-free card. The Astra doesn't, but I scanned 1 guy, you know what I mean? Bronze dies to something absurd and stupid. You die to something reasonable or a normal mistake. Yeah. Although I am curious, because I don't think I've watched this video yet, or this VOD yet. So I'm curious to see, like, what I can do to improve. Maybe, because who knows? That's the thing, is I am only as good as I am. So it's really hard for me to coach myself compared to if I got, like, the top 100 player in the world coaching me. I might not even recognize something as a mistake. That guy who jumped out heaven and killed me, maybe I should know better, and I don't, because I'm bad. That's why I'm here, and I'm not there. Maybe that is a reasonable way to die, or maybe I should like have been like, oh fuck, there's obviously a tell that I can't see that tells me why there's somebody there. For example, this eye. Nobody's playing off the back of this eye. Did I scan that guy? Sure. I know that they're there. I know that like close ramp is clear, except I don't know if I would have even scanned someone if they were tucked here. But nobody's playing off the back of this because our Jett is like first dead. Our Reyna is behind everyone else. Where is our Reyna going? So I'm thinking, okay, maybe that was a bad eye. Maybe I should have saved that because now I have to wait 60 seconds before I get to use it again. Our Jett didn't wait for my eye. Maybe I should have thrown my eye with more urgency. I did dog the guy close, and I get the kill there. I'm happy with that kill. I think I used my util appropriately to clear the smoke and get the free kill. They're on a... I hear the ult, I run away. Okay, my teammate doesn't run away. At this point, we're rotating hard. This Deadlock who's playing mid can definitely hear us rotate. Should I have known that the Deadlock was there? I guess I hadn't seen the Deadlock that whole time. I heard the raise, I knew the Astra was there, and I think there was a Sky Flash or something, so maybe I should have known. Our Omen knows, but I would have been cooked if I was running by myself. Our Chamber is still here. Faking it. But, like, I mean, it's crazy that the enemy doesn't rotate because they saw 2 of us leaving. Omen drops me the spike because I asked for it, which is good. He TP's up heaven. I believe we lose this round. I try to play forward because we're down numbers, and I know that they're going to be rotating fast. So I'm trying to, like, get ahead of it. But I have an eye here. Do I wait for the eye? Do I know there's a guy there? Do I hold that? I swung it. Maybe I shouldn't have swung it. Maybe I should have held it. I low-key thought that guy went up, like, silent and jumped up the stairs. That was a bad swing from me, though. This guy's got hella angle advantage, right? Like, this guy's definitely going to see me first. I bet you he sees way more of me than I see of him. Let's see. He clears me. He sees nothing. He's full clear. So there, for example, he just like hard clears me. He knows exactly where I am. That's the freest kill that this guy will ever get in his whole dang life. So he's got angle advantage there, and maybe I should have known that. And perhaps, like, this is what I'm saying by, like, my games are a little bit less exciting because, like, even when I do make a mistake that I can, like, argue is a mistake, the solution is way less exciting. It's like, I should be looking at stairs and going no farther, probably. With my reasoning being, because if you've made it this far, good chances are you're going to pull out your knife and jump up the stairs till you get right here. If you're not yet that far, you're probably going to be looking here and not at stairs. So, like, if I swing and I see nobody's stairs, I should just hold that. Because it's this point where they're going to move their attention over. Until they get to this point, they're likely going to be staring CT. But I keep swinging, and I've got the worst angle advantage, and I get pwned because of it. So perhaps that's an example where it's like, yeah, that was clearly a mistake, and there's clearly a better play. But that's like a lot more boring of just like, I should have just not swung as far, and I should have held that because of where their attention would be. Compared to like, oh my god, this guy is like throwing the worst molly in the world, and he just mollied 2 of his teammates and killed 2 of his teammates. You know what I'm saying? Which is how bronze is. But let's see. I do fuck up here too, don't I? I throw a dog left, and then I throw a dog right. And I throw a second dog right. This has helped me a lot in a Siege is VOD review. What has helped me a lot in Siege's VOD review? Yeah. And I probably should do this more frequently than I do. That's a kill. Should I have been warned by my teammate this guy was as close as he is? Because I'm in the middle of a gunfight. Do I take responsibility? Let's see. I know that guy is either heaven or pillar already. I kill that guy. I think my no-comms Reyna should have told me how close this guy was, but seeing it again while editing makes me remember it a lot better. Yeah, true enough. That is true. I am working on a video where I document my journey from plat to diamond, but not for this YouTube channel, for like my other YouTube channel. And I will say watching them back definitely does help. Even if it's like you only see 1 mistake per game. I got flashed here. Is this a good position? Not really. I should have known that dirt sound. There's only one place here. If you drop right here, you're not making a dirt sound. So that was a little bit brain dead of me. I can't lie. Let's see. Right here. Are both pure Valorant? No. So this channel is pure Valorant. My other one is like whatever I want it to be. But my other one's getting the journey from plat to diamond, because if it takes me 4 months to make that video, it's going to be like a big video where it's like more about the journey itself rather than the individual games. But on this channel, it's like I can full break down like a random ass game. You know what I'm saying? The other thing is my main channel, I have a lot more what's the word that I'm looking for? My bar is higher on that channel versus this one. Like, I can crack out one of the videos in like 2 days. Like a day to watch back the video and script it, a day to record it, like the actual B-roll and all that stuff, and like edit it all up, and then it's out. You know what I mean? And that's even being generous. I could probably do it in 2 days. I mean, in 1 day, if I just like really sat down and hardcore grinded it. So here, I should swing right there. No, that I didn't. Wait, are my highlights on? Wait. Maybe I shouldn't have swung right there. Based on the audio, I think I should have. Maybe not. Maybe I dogged there? I don't know. I hear that guy running away, and then I wasn't ready for this guy close, which is stupid, because I always tell everybody that I am like trying to help get better at this game, always expect 2 people. In every situation, even if there's not 2 people there, you'll be happy you thought there was on the occasions that there are. Like, I recently started getting my girlfriend into this game, and the thing I tell her all the time is, oh, you gotta always expect 2 people. Because when you don't, I mean, that was a whiffy kill. Crouch. Are we crouch spraying in plat? Really? Pretty much always just be prepared. Yeah, exactly. So my idea is if you see one person, expect a second person, and if you see two people, expect a third person. And if there's no third person, then you're good. So this kill is alright. I got the... That's what most people forget in Siege, yeah. This trill I get the trade, but it's another crouch spray. And then let's see. I am expecting the third, but do I expect this guy to be here? No. Oh, the timing! That is so sad. Maybe I should have cleared it all the way? No, I don't even think so. That is so depressing. one more angle. They might even get the first frag. They just stop caring. Yeah, true. Once you get your one, you care less. Oh my god, that is actually so sad. I mean, I got my two. The next round, how do I die? It's a post plant. I'm trying to play across here. I get overzealous because I hear one in hell. I get my one. I fully thought that guy was going to my left. And I die to the second guy because I was crouch spraying, bro. Wow, I crouch spray a lot more than I realize. That's one thing I kind of dislike about Siege and Val is there's a chance of not being able to know because of silent movement. That's also kind of like the brilliant part about it though, right? Like when you're... If it's you in the situation, it's great. CS and Val? Yeah. I mean, if it's you in that situation, it's fantastic. You know what I'm saying? There's so many clutches that I've won because I can, like, use the lack of information to my advantage. Because, like, it does come at a cost. You move way slower. But you're right. Sometimes in situations like that, it does feel pretty shitty. So let's see what happens here. I run out. Try to get my one. Whiff twice. Accidentally get that kill. Should I have tucked there and reloaded? Maybe. But that's, I think, just mechanics diff. I don't even think that's like... Maybe I definitely could have played that better, I'm sure. Maybe I shouldn't have dropped down at all. That's probably the biggest, like, sin of that round, is that I shouldn't have dropped down. I should have stayed rafters. But then, once I did drop, I just whiffed all my shots. Can't believe I got that kill, even. And now I'm kind of playing for exits low-key. I mean, this Astra... Wait, let me watch this back. How did this Astra get heaven? Because I came from heaven. So this Astra just was hanging out in mid for a very long time. And then I died to them. Because I actually thought they'd be in mid, but I didn't realize they already were this far forward. And then died. So, I had the right idea, but I didn't quite nail it. That's an example where, like, that's way more boring. Oh yeah, I thought he was mid, and I was right, but I was just, my timing was off. I guess I could have cleared the other spot, sure, but again, my timing was off. Here, how do I die? I jump up heaven. And bro, what is this crosshair placement? This is just like, this is bronze. Wait, maybe I've been watching too much bronze. Maybe it's actually rubbing off on my gameplay. Where am I looking? I'm looking at, like, fucking below head. Wait, this is like belly button level almost. Oh my golly. That was bad of me. I actually do get one here, I think. And then I didn't have time because my gun was so slow. I even knew that guy was there because I definitely heard it, but whatever. When I play CS, I have way better mechanics than anyone else in my lobbies, but I have equal or worse game sense because I don't play much CS, but my mechanics carry over. Yeah, fair enough. I think in this game, I've got I would say I'm like proud of my game sense. Like if I had to like break down all of my core components, right? It'd be like, if you think game sense, clutch ability, mechanics, utility usage. I think those are like the main four, I'd say. Like communication. I'd say my communication is pretty good. My game sense is fairly strong. My utility could be better because I don't just play one character. I like kind of fill, which I should actually probably not do, but it's just not as exciting for the sake of the video. And my mechanics is like my clutch ability, I would actually say is higher than my mechanics, which I don't know if that's a normal thing where like I think when I'm like in a 1v2, my stress goes down because I'm already expected to lose anyways. And so I'm more focused on just like getting the headshot than I am when it's like a fair 5v5. You know what I mean? 5v5s, you should be trying to win. But a 1v4, it's like do what you can. No one's expecting you to win that. So my like level of stress goes down because of that. And I think I'm very good in clutch moments. I almost play better at a disadvantage because of that, which is like not good. So for example, here, their Skye disconnected from the game, so it was a 5v4 in our favor, and we were throwing round after round after round, and I think it was starting to tank my mental, because I was thinking, how the fuck are we losing? We're literally playing with a one-man advantage. And I think eventually we started losing so badly that I was once again in that state where I was like, oh my god, we went up 5-1 and then went down 5-11. We're losing because we're bad. And then the stress goes away. It's such a strange thing. Whenever I play disadvantage, I think I perform better because I'm in my head less. Played 3 games earlier. I had 28-6, 18-5, and 36-12. But the last match was still so unfun because my team did horribly. I mean, but that's also the problem with every game, right? Your team will always do worse than you want them to do. A lot of times I just don't know what to do, but I still hit my shots. Yeah, fair enough. That's how I feel with a lot of my teammates. It feels bad. Mental is one of the biggest things I need to work on in any game. Yeah. I think it's strange. I like have a good mental and then I start tanking and then my mental gets worse and then I keep tanking and then it gets better because at that point I've like given up. And when I've given up, it's like my final form. How do I die here? Do I just get shot in the back? Oh, I totally get shot in the back. How the fuck is their Astra keep doing this to me? Walks all the way A main. Nobody's holding A main. I should know that they're... Oh, this guy's... He has no idea that I'm there. Wait, he has no idea that I'm there. That would have been the freest kill ever if I looked there. But I didn't. Oh my god. That's embarrassing. And I'm holding this thinking I'm genius. I'm here before you're here. And this guy's been here the whole time. I even checked close just in case there did have an Astra insert. At what point do I play on site? Because I think, like, the final round of the game, I end up getting there before everyone else and play on site, and I, like, basically guarantee the round in a way. I never completely stop trying or throw if I get tilted, but I stop taking it super serious. I think that's what it is. It's not like I give up on winning the game, and I'm definitely not throwing, but it's like at a certain point, I'm like, okay, bro, drop the expectation. Like, I basically go, okay, this one's a wash. Just try and pad your stats. Like, do what you can to win, but, like, don't be so in your head about the last mistake you did and just try and focus on the round in front of you. Which I think I should play, like, even all the time. Because this game was streaky as hell. Look, we won 4 in a row, then lost 1, then won 1. And then lost, like, 10 in a row. And then won until we made it all the way. In Siege, if you solo queue and your team is bad, you literally have to stick in sight within a room or two. Yeah, that's fair. I think if your team is bad in this game, you're more likely to, like, want to rotate fast rather than stick to an area. Like, if your team is bad, you gotta rotate so you can go anywhere that the enemies are. But it totally makes sense in a game like Siege, which is like the maps are kind of like, I mean, it's just laid out differently, like, obviously, that you'd actually want to anchor in your sight instead. It's annoying because you don't get options. You just get stuck with one job. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that is the thing that I like about this game. Is, like, for example, I don't trust my team, so I ult one guy, and my character says, "You saw one guy," and I'm like, for sure that's the fucking Astra. So I just leave. I'm like, I'm not sticking around. Whatever. And I get over here as fast as possible. And then my team ends up actually clutching out the round, which was awesome. But I think you've got to be a lot more unpredictable and just, like, go everywhere. Whoa, weird eye from me, I can't lie. I should have eyed sight. I don't know what the fuck that was. Oh, man. I think if I didn't move toward... I panicked, so I started moving. If I didn't, I might have gotten that guy full blind. If you want to win at least, you could always just bait and try to boost your KD with sneaky. I mean, that's the thing is, like... Even in this game, like, if you want to win, you kind of got to bait. In some ways. Not every round. But in some ways. Do we win this round? That'd be such a dope... I think we do. So here actually might be an example of us baiting the round. Maybe not. I see that guy. Oh! Lucky timing. Oh! Lucky timing for me again. I can't do anything here, so I'm like trying to help my team. In Sage, if you don't want to bait to win. Oh, you don't want to bait in Siege. But you could just boost KD. Yeah, fair. Oh my god, what terrible aim. That was embarrassing. I think in this game, you want to bait, but like to a healthy degree. You're not like intentionally baiting, but you're like, I guess it's more playing off your teammates. You know what I mean? Okay, W spam. You always want to spam. It's free kills. Wasting enemy time just to die is genuinely worth it. I could understand that. Here's an example of healthily baiting my teammates, I would say. I am fairly confident that the last guy is in elbow. Right here. Which he is. But I don't want to swing it and die alone. So I wait until my teammates make a shit ton of noise. And you can actually see this guy looks away like right as I swing him. The jet dash comes out. The jet updraft comes out. The Omen TP comes out. And then there's a bunch of footsteps and shooting. And then I... swing for the kill, and he looks away exactly when I swing, which is an example that I'm describing as like baiting. Like if this guy was looking that direction the whole time, maybe he just absolutely smacks the shit out of them, but he's not looking at me, so it's a free kill for me. Sometimes the most impactful player got like 1 in 9 deaths. I think that's less relevant in this game. I think you can be impactful without being the top frag, but I don't think that anyone who's like getting 0 kills is like that impactful. You know what I mean? Because, like, at the end of the day, it is a shooter. You do have to kill the enemy team if you want to win. That is kind of just smart playing, not really what we call baiting in Siege. Yeah, fair enough. Maybe it's not what we call baiting in this game either, but... So here, this is actually, I'm proud of this play. Here, I ult from here, so then they know I'm over here, and I scan, like, the shit out of them. And then I leave. Because I highly suspect they're going A after seeing that I was just here. So they'll think this is the stack site. And I get a hella good timing. Maybe I even kill that Reyna there. But I decide to go on to site inside. Not like coordinate trade, but you just do that without saying anything to pad your KD, not to win. Oh yeah, I get it. In Siege, if you wait for your team to die and then swing off that. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of baiting. I mean, but that's like, that happens in this game too. But usually you don't wait for your team to die. I think that the best baiting is not when you're waiting for the team to die, but you're just like waiting until the enemy's looking at someone who's not you. So like, as the second you hear a gunfight go down, then you swing. You know what I mean? So like, if someone dies, it's going to be your teammate first. But if neither of you die, that's kind of even better. You know what I mean? Something I do fairly frequently is I'll just look at the minimap and wait until I see someone like my... I say that it's playing anti-flash. I'm looking away, like staring at a wall in case they flash grenade. But the truth is, I'm actually just waiting until they take first contact and then I swing so that the enemy is looking left instead of right. The most impactful player getting low kills, high deaths would be because of them being IGL or running shield ops and stuff. Oh yeah, fair enough. We don't have shield ops in this game. I do think that it's a real thing though when like you're IGLing, you're not expected to be the fragger, and some of the best IGLs in the world in this game as well are not high kill players. There's a couple, and we call those the fragging IGLs. G2 has an IGL that's like that, Valen, but like Fnatic has an IGL who's like the reverse of that, where they're maybe the best caller in the game, but they are like, why even give them a gun? So here I'm playing site. I've got an insane timing. I see the deadlock. I think the deadlock... Wait, does the deadlock see me? CS and Val are definitely more mechanically and gunfight bound. Yeah, I think so. Even Val, as much as it's got a bunch of util and shit, it's like... All that util is useless if I just shoot you in the head. You know what I'm saying? We all have the same guns. We all have the same health. Oh, wait, maybe he didn't know I was there. Turn off all. He does see me, but he's not ready for it. Even when eventually they do get here. That is interesting. Good smoke for my Omen, actually. For real good smoke. I dodged the ultimate. See what I'm saying? That's a huge impact ultimate. That ultimate usually like grabs you and just insta-kills you. It's kind of busted. But I just walked away from it and then shot him in the side of the face. And then I whiffed these shots. At that point, maybe I used my util, but to be honest, I can't think of any Siege IGLs that are particularly good at fragging. Yeah, fair enough. It's rare. I'm actually really happy with the way this round ended. I do recall. Besides maybe Alamo, who's also G2. Yeah, fair. I'm really happy with this round. So it takes 4 seconds to plant the bomb in this round. We're 13 seconds left. My Omen goes in alone and just insta-dies, which is like frustrating as hell. And then this guy almost dies, teleports away, because that's his ability. And then right here, the plant's still not gone down, and I'm just screaming at this guy, oh my god, please do not swing for 3 seconds and we win the game. I was so stressed, because if they win the game, it's 12-12, we go to overtime, which means you have to win by 2. Or you draw. Like, if everybody votes to draw, which is super annoying. And so I'm, like, panicking. I'm like, please, brother, do not swing. Because people want to swing. They want to win the game with a cool kill, get the clip, pad their stats. This guy's negative right now, 17-18. If he gets the kill, he's 18-18. And yet he's still... maybe it was because of how passionate I was begging him, but he almost does it and then just looks to the side. It's incredible. It's just like, wow, I am so proud. That is so rare in a random to just, like, get a guy who does that. Teammates peeking unnecessarily pisses me off so much in Siege when waiting works 95% of the time. Yeah, for sure. It's the same in this game. It's every game. You just want to get a bunch of kills. People just want to get kills, and so they'll just, like, throw rounds that, like, are easily winnable if you just, like... don't. I mean, sometimes, granted, you do want to swing. You want to make the aggressive play. If you're down numbers, you have to do something to get those numbers back. And sometimes you got to be the hero who does some crazy shit. For sure. But if you're up, if it's a 5v3, and you've got Spike on site, like the bomb, and you just have to puppy guard it so that they can't pick it up and plant it somewhere, then it's fucking absurd. Wait, yeah, because in Siege, right, there's like a bomb that somebody has to take. It's not like everybody has their own defuse kit, right? Funny thing is, waiting and being patient can often lead to more kills. For sure. I mean, look at how long in that last round I was just hanging out on site waiting for my teammates to arrive, and then I got, like, the freest kill on the Deadlock ever. It's 1 diffuser. Yeah, okay, so it's the same as in this game. I mean, obviously it's different because the lore is that, like, you're defusing a bomb, and in this game we're planting a bomb and the defenders defuse. But, like, that... and in that game, the defenders are defusing the diffuser. But it's the same thing. Like, if you've got the fucking spike or the bomb or the diffuser, just look at it. You don't need to go running around looking for kills. And a lot of times, sometimes it's better to not, because by killing them, you're giving them an ultimate point, which can be used for their abilities later on. And also, if you lose... Here's something a lot of people in early ranks don't know about Valorant. If you lose the round, you get like 1,900 credits or whatever. If you lose the round and you're... if you lose the round and you're dead... you get 1,900 credits. If you lose the round but you're alive, you only get 1,000 credits. So you're getting 900 less credits if you survive and lose, which means sometimes it's better to die and lose than it is to win, or like not die and lose for the sake of your money for future rounds. It's super common in the second round of the game, since like you're already at a disadvantage. It's like that in CS, but more extreme. Yeah, it is, exactly. But a lot of people don't know that about Valorant. It's the same in Valorant. And it like blows my mind when people lose to that. If a single player is alive, the whole team gets nothing, if I recall correctly. Damn, that's crazy. That is actually, I think, maybe a bit extreme. Because if you've got one buddy who's just like better than you, that's kind of frustrating. Or one buddy who like refuses to die for whatever reason, that's also frustrating. I'm gonna use the water or the washroom quickly, and then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna break this game down proper styles for a video script. So I'll be back in like a couple seconds here. All right. Actually, it definitely isn't the whole team that's wrong, but for that player, it is nothing instead of reduced. Oh, wow. Nothing? I did not... Yeah, that's wild. I don't know why I thought it was the whole team. That's too much. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't play enough of the game to, like, fact-check that, but that does seem... Fuck it, I would never play a game like that. Whoa, we've got people playing with this kind of a crosshair in... Okay, it doesn't have movement error, at least. That is a disgusting crosshair. Something I never consider. Oh, this is a bronze lobby. I was like, wow, this is bad. I forgot we went back to Sebastian's games. All right. Let's see how this shakes out. Well, I guess we will start with the intro. Which we will go to normal text for. And it'll probably be something like this. Wait, how do the other two intros go? Should I check that first? Your channel. How does the first one?
Sebastian's back on.
I love seeing horrendous crosshairs on
Bronze 1,
CS. I mean, that's not even the worst crosshair I've ever seen in
It's
this
a
game.
full
There's some that are
bronze
really
Here's
bad.
how it went. Starting with defense pistol, Sebastian is flowers.
Okay. Yeah, same thing. Alright, so I'm gonna say Sebastian and Orlix are back. But this time on Breeze. Still didn't say what your other channel was. That is a mystery. No, I don't mind saying. It's called Vubs. I'm not saying that one was even that bad, but you can do some crazy shit in CS. Yeah, I do think the crosshairs get crazier in CS than in this game. I think there's less customization in this game. Let's see. Or do I want to watch the one where he's match MVP on Ascent? Oh, that's a custom game. I was gonna say, that's pretty good. So let's see. Sebastian and Orlix are back, but this time on Breeze. On Breeze. Lubs? Is that what it sounded like? Vubs. This. Sebastian and Orlix are back, but this time on Breeze on Breeze. Sick. On Breeze. Since the last time we checked in, gone from bronze 1 to bronze 2, and Orlix has gone from bronze 2 to silver 2. Sebastian and Orlix are back, but this time on Breeze. Since the last time we checked in, Sebastian's gone from Bronze 1 to Bronze 2, and Orlix has gone from Bronze 2 to Silver. From Bronze 2 to Silver 2. So now we are in a mostly silver lobby. Sebastian and Orlix are back, but this time on Breeze. Since the last time we checked in, Sebastian's gone from Bronze 1 to Bronze 2, and Orlix has gone from Bronze 2 to Silver 2. So now, we're in a mostly silver lobby. The other big update is I've convinced Sebastian to step off the Omen and pick up Phoenix as his main. Orlix today is running with Chamber. Is running Chamber. Period. Okay. Game 1. Sebastian and Orlix are back, but this time on Breeze. Since the last time we checked in, Sebastian's gone from Bronze 1 to Bronze 2, and Orlix has gone from Bronze 2 to Silver 2. So now we're in a mostly silver lobby. The other big update is I've convinced Sebastian to step off the Omen and pick up Phoenix as his main. Orlix today is running Chamber. Good intro. Now to Sebastian's POV. Let's see. Start a list 1. So the way I write these scripts, I'm not going to show it the whole time, but just because I think it's interesting, if somebody wants to watch this back, the way I write these scripts is like this. I basically, whoops. I go intro. Actually, here, I'll show you a finished one. This was the last video. Here's the intro. It's like a sentence or two. And then I go 1 with the first sentence. This means it's round 1. And then I go through all the things that happen. A, B, C, D, 3, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, blah, blah, blah. Then I go to 2 with the first sentence of that round. Then I go through all the things that happened. Round 3, all the things that happened. Round 4, all the things that happened. 5, all the things that happened. And then afterwards, I go back through with my recording software, and I actually record the events for the video, and then I just edit it all up. I'll record the audio as well, and then I edit it all up. So let's see, for the pistol. For the attack pistol, Sebastian buys a sheriff, which is another thing I've asked him to start doing. Starting on attack, Sebastian buys a sheriff, which is another thing I've asked him to start to do on pistols. That seems pretty organized. I don't make this style of content, but if I made a match overview / review video for Siege, I'd probably do something similar. Yeah, it's a pretty good workflow. I mean, the first time I did it wasn't for this. It was for a different video, and I didn't do it like that, and it kind of sucked really badly. And then I was working on like a video for the Vubs channel, and I don't cover every single round, right? So like I might not do round 2, I might go all the way to round 3. And I used to do something like this where I just put a period and then start talking round 3, this happened. But then I learned an even better way to do that is to just go round 3, this happened. And then you can right click, restart numbering, and then change it to 3. So you can make a bullet point list that doesn't actually go, or sorry, a numbered list that actually doesn't go in order of numbers. Oh, true, fuck, I went back to the Valorant screen. What I was saying was I used to do, so some of the videos that I do, I don't actually hit every round. I might go 1, skip 2, skip 3, then do round 4. Hooray. And that was like okay, but I found an even easier way, which is to just do round 4 hooray, and then right click, restart numbering, and go 4. And so then from there I can do round 5, yay. And then I don't want to do round 6. I want to go straight to round 12. Last round of the half. So you can like do a numbered list that's not actually a numbered list in the traditional sense. It's pretty great. And then also you just tap into the thing. And I think you can do that as well with these ones too. Like if I tapped in and then did B, I think you can restart numbering here as well and go C. And then go down to the next thing and it's D, which is pretty cool. But why would you do that? You only really need to do that for the round counter. Anyways, starting on pistols, Sebastian buys the sheriff, which is another thing I've asked him to do on pistols. What the fuck is going on here? Okay, hold on. This is a more interesting round than I realized. Right when you think that, oh, maybe this is not the craziest bronze game of all time, our Gecko and our Reyna... Wait a minute. This is way more interesting than talking about the sheriff. Starting... Siege, you'd probably not skip any rounds completely since the max length round is 9 rounds. But if it was like tier 3, tier 2, tier 1 pro stuff or scrims, you could. Yeah. I mean, it's first to 13 in comp on this game. And one of my videos, I'm like up to already game 9 of who knows how many more that I have to play. So it kind of makes sense. Starting on attack, our Gecko is still in spawn. The pro games go to 15. Yeah, it makes sense. Holy crap. Huh. Starting on attack, our Gecko is still in spawn, desperately waiting for the AFK Reyna. Why load into a ranked game and then instantly go AFK? I don't get. Starting on attack, our Gecko is still in spawn, desperately waiting for the AFK Reyna to drop him the spike. They sit there for so long that the enemy Yoru pushes all the way through A main and starts they sit there for so long that the enemy Yoru pushes all the way through A main and shoots them both down to less than 50 HP each. Fuck. They barely manage to escape. Finally gives over the spike. I didn't even see that when I was original. See, this is why it's not always good to like be looking at the crosshair of your player that in question, but also to sometimes look at the minimap. Because sometimes you'll find funny things that are not even like the main character. They sit there for so long that the enemy Yoru pushes all the way through A main and shoots them both down to less than 50 HP each. They barely manage to escape. And Reyna before Reyna finally gives over the spike. What happens next? I don't know if I can send links in chat, but I guess I don't need to. There's... Who's this Orlix guy? Bro, he is fucking good as heck. There's one Siege channel that posts analysis content for Siege Press. I think I know who you're talking about. I used to watch a little bit of Siege analysis. It's like an old coach, right? That like used to be a coach and is now not. And it's very similar to Aaron. It's called High Bear. I think I know who you're talking about. What's up, Goat? How's it going, Rin? It's been a minute. Let me quickly find High Bear and see if I know exactly who you're talking about. He even probably has the same vocal inflections. Low-key, this might blow your mind. When is this guy's oldest video? This might blow your mind, but I think this guy might have copied a format from Valorant.
Possible round. A 1v5. To win your own incredible clutch. But first, let's set the scene.
I think I know who this guy is. But maybe he is not the guy that I'm thinking of. But some of the thumbnails... I doubt it's the same one, not gonna lie. 5 years ago. Oh yeah, okay, maybe not. But I've seen videos like this. Anyways, there's a Valorant channel that does a similar thing. Were a few for Siege. Look up a channel called AIREN. Aaron. For Valorant. It's like a blue and green logo. He does breakdowns of Valorant games, and it's a very similar vibe, probably. Kickstar was an old commentator. He did some, I think. I think I remember him. So let's see what's going on here. IDK goes into... Alright. How do we pick up this... Everybody just dies main. Bro, this is the thing that's so hard to follow, is there's so much going on. Random flash, super stunned, dead. So far, it's just our Gecko, though, honestly. This is kind of a weird smoke. It's for planting, but you need to take sight first. Awkward. They barely managed to escape before Reyna finally gives over the spike. Sebastian. I see the similarities for sure. Yeah. I mean, maybe, I don't know who came up with it first, but there's quite a few people who do that for Valorant. So this guy, I mean, first whiffs on those shots. You know what? Honestly, let's be real. It probably didn't come from Rainbow Six or Valorant first. It probably came from CS. Let's keep it a buck. Great shot. Sebastian walks up, elbow, and gets, and hits a very clean headshot on the Sage. He then checks flank, and does spot a Vito, he then checks flank and does spot Vito. But is a little too impatient to wait for the headshot. Okay, let's see. He then checks flank and does spot Vito, but is a little too impatient to wait for the headshot, which ends up... He then checks flank and does spot veto, but he's a little too impatient to wait for the headshot, which ends up biting him in the face with a classic. He then checks flank and does spot veto, but he's a little too impatient to wait for the headshot, which ends up biting him in the face with a classic. Fire. Okay. Cut back to, let's check Orlix. He gets one. Probably just from whoever the first to summarize a Pro League game as a video for CS in like the 2010s. That type of thing would end up being similar. I could see in morphing into this style of stuff. Yeah, for sure, I agree. All right. Eventually we end up site. We're knife outing. Okay. Bro, you should... Okay. How do we not know that guy's there? At some point, we literally see Astra. Okay, hold on. Back to Orlix. Who spots Astra back site. Back to Orlix, who spots Astra back site. Kills the Fade tucked emo. Orlix might have some object permanent issues. I think you might be onto something. Even gets stunned right there, too. And hears them. Spots Astra a second time. Back to Orlix, who spots Astra back site. Kills the Fade, tucked emo. TP's away. Sees Astra. Again, back site. And then walks straight, and then walks knife out straight into the Astra with spike. Do people use stretch resin a lot in Battle? It's very rare. It's very, very rare. People will play with like different, what is it called? Like aspect ratios, but not stretch res. And it's super hard to set up stretch res. And definitely Orlix is not setting up stretch res. Because like Riot is way more... what's the word? Maybe he couldn't with stretched the second time. No, he definitely is not playing with it. You have like most people who play with stretch res are like very high level because the amount of effort that it goes to play stretch res is like not worth it at all. Because Riot Games is super not chill with altering the games at all. It's not as easy as it was in Siege, from what I remember, or Fortnite, from what I remember. They're very strict. Yeah, exactly. That's the word I was looking for. So back to Orlix, who spots Astra backsite, kills the Fade tucked emo, TP's away, sees Astra again backsite, then walks knife out into said Astra, who's unsurprisingly back site. Then walks knife out with the spike. The other thing is that he went back site when he had the spike, and I know he knew he had the spike. He didn't just accidentally pick it up because he literally looked at it and clicked F. It's not like he just walked over it. I don't know how much I like their kernel level anti-cheat. It's kind of invasive, but like, I don't know. No no or way less cheaters would be super nice in Siege. Yeah, I mean, like, some people, there are cheater issues in Valorant, but it's rarely, like, just straight up you have walls. It's usually, like, stream sniping, stuff like that. Compared to Siege, I used to, like, when I played Siege, it was, like, rampant. Even in low elo lobbies, but in Valorant, it's pretty chill. It's usually, like, smurfing and what's it called? Stream sniping, which are the two big ones. And then walks knife out with a spike into said Astra, who's unsurprisingly still there. Siege and CF are definitely way worse, yeah. Now, I get the concerns with how invasive it is, but like I've been playing for a while, and I'm not, like, when it first was in. Oh, hold on 1 second. Just don't think a lot of the time or go autopilot, even though when they're autopilot it's practically useless when they don't know the game very well. Yeah, I mean, that's true. When a high level player autopilots, they can still be like fairly effective, but like when you're bad and you're autopiloting, it's like, bro, what are we even doing? You're totally right. It is the muted meta. I didn't expect to go live. I just felt like, you know what, I'm going to do this anyways, I might as well. Although I won't be live for too much longer because I do have to go and watch TV with my girlfriend and have a quick conversation with my mother about something as well. Fair enough, yeah. I don't know if intentional or not. It definitely was not. I muted intentionally and then I forgot to unmute, which was unintentional. So thank you for calling that out. Okay, here comes a flash. Much better smokes this time. Maybe the last time. Still curious to watch my rank get analyzed. Are you bronze? Okay, so actually this is good to know. Let me ask you something. I was considering setting up a Google form that you could apply to get your games analyzed as well. Because my problem is, if I keep making these videos on Sebastian, and we keep, because he's my friend, so we like talk about it after I make a video. Before I upload it, I'll send it to him. And we'll talk, and he's like slowly getting better. Like, for example, I think it was Throw to play as Omen in bronze, and so he switched over. I told him I think that the Marshal's very good second rounds. You can see he's using a Marshal right now. I told him Sheriffs are very good on pistol if you're playing someone like Phoenix, because like your kit is like, pff, what's it gonna do? Your best ability is your flash anyways, which you have without paying, so you might as well buy the Sheriff. And so he buys Sheriffs on pistol rounds now, and like eventually he's not gonna be bronze anymore. So I'm gonna need a new bronze to fucking make fun of. Good, take space. W flash. Play off the flash, though. He does this weird thing where he backs up. I'm Iron 3 now because I'm on a hell of a losing streak today. Perfect. That's even better. Being Iron free means you're even worse than Bronze 1, which means it's even more fun to watch, probably. A Google form sounds awesome. I was thinking of like dropping a link in the bottom of my next video to be like, if you want to do this, maybe it's worth doing. I'd be more willing to send some shit in. Yeah, for sure. Like, the thing is, it's not going to be like a proper coaching session or anything. It's mostly just I'm going to kind of like poke fun at your gameplay. And maybe if I'm doing it, because like, I don't know, maybe I would add a little bit more advice in rather than just being like, you did this stupid thing. But I think mostly it would still kind of just be like, instead of doing this, he did that, which is kind of how I phrase most of my advice in the videos, is like, instead of doing a smart thing, he chose to do this. Which, I mean, still kind of works. Mostly because I need some feedback on stuff and it'd be funny to watch my own game. Oh, I know. It's still peak comedy either way. I mean, yeah. Like, that's the goal, is I don't want to just make you feel bad about your game. I do want to, like, make it funny, and I want it to be, like, maybe if you watched it, you could pick up on some things. I mean, there's what? This is weird, a bug in replay that's only started happening since this patch, where like you're just gonna fucking your guts are spilling out, but then it's gone. It's strange. Okay, good reaction time. Good to check left. Your teammate's holding left. Now you hold right. You saw the guns. Punch down, but pick up. Fire righting. Yo, that's fire. I will pass you the rope for you to climb up, but I'll also spill hot tar on you while you climb up. Good one tap there. Let's see if Orlix did anything interesting. What is it? He's 5. No, he's 6. I was about to say I'm probably about to go myself. It's getting pretty late for me right now. I have some stuff to do. It was nice talking to you. Hope your video turns out well. Thank you very much, and hope you have a good rest of your stream. Appreciate that. I was just thinking maybe I'll just start doing these streams more frequently because it is like a fun way to get through it. I hope you have a good rest of your night, and hopefully, you know, I'll catch you in the next stream whenever that might be. Okay, we're getting on with the Outlaw. Not bad. Good headshot. Looking door is fine. Looking good. Looking good. Seems like you were unprepared for that, but you got the kill anyways. That's good. Alright, so that's what we can take away from Orlix's thing. Let's see. Okay, we'll go. Round 2 is going to be a lot more boring to write about, but let's see. Also, I think it'd be funnier to send my own stuff in, because I'm like one of the 4 Vice mains in existence. Yeah, true, actually. I don't even think in Platinum there's that many Vice players. I think you, like, get good, and it's like this weird bell curve where it's like, when you're bad at the game, you play Vice, and then you're in the middle, and you're, like, not playing Vice anymore, and then when you get good at the game again, you go back to playing Vice. I think it's just because Vice's kit doesn't, like, it's not very good for ranked. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're low ranked, you want to be playing characters like Reyna and Phoenix, like characters that are like fully self-sufficient. You don't need any of your team to utilize it. If you die, your team's not going to be sad that you're dead. But with Vice, it's like you kind of need to be alive for your kit to be any good. And like it's only you playing off it. And then like when you get to the middle ranks, people start realizing, oh yeah, Vice is kind of dog shit for that because like you're not using her or you can't use her to further your own personal agenda. And then you get good again and you're like, okay, well, I don't need to top frag because my teams are good enough to do that. I can actually play theoretically correct Valorant comparatively. I just try not to die. Exactly. Which like limits your ability to improve because like you're less worried about just getting a bunch of kills and more worried about just not dying. Versus like when you're Reyna, if you run in and get 3 kills and then die, you're chilling. That's literally your job. Versus if you're Vice, like on defense, you can't like push an extremity because if you die, then your whole kit's useless. Which I do anyways. Yeah, on attack, it's a bit easier because you can just be like, yeah, whatever, I'm a sentinel. But on defense, it's like the exact opposite. On defense, you're like, oh man, I hope if I die, my entire kit goes down. Versus on Reyna, on defense, it's like, you know what I'll do? I'll just push forward. I'll push mid. Nah, they're not there. Maybe I'll flank. Or I'll push A. Oh shit, they're a lot there. I got 2 and I died. And that's kind of the same with Phoenix as well. Like most duelists, it's like on defense, you're very free to do whatever you want, and on attack, you're very free to do whatever you want. I think it's the freedom of it which makes them better for solo play. Unless you have a duo or something who's like you're consistently playing with, and then you could just be like, yo, play off my util. In which case, you should be coming up with duo strats. Alright, so we hit A, enter site. Wow. Round 2, we hit A pretty decently. What do you even call that? Like rail? Why is this called rail? People call this rail? I don't know why. Is this like an old call out and then they changed the map and now it doesn't make any sense? Or is it because of this? I have no idea. Orlick. I'd probably call that doors area or somewhere near. Yeah, I mean, so like that's what's weird about it is that this is double doors, and if you're talking about them being double doors, you're talking about them being like right by the doors or in here or right by the doors. But also right here, this area right next to doors, but before you get on site, I've heard people call rails, and I don't know why. And then here's another one. Some people call this Z, and some people call it stairs. And then this is bridge. Or maybe heaven. And this is hell. This is yellow, even though it's clearly orange. Does it say that on the map? No, it does not. Like that's... I think this color... This used to be yellow, and now people call it yellow, even though it's clearly orange. Orlick's close range snipes the Vito. And then... medium range snipes the Fade. Sebastian is, I want to call this default because I don't know any other name for it. Sebastian is on site with a Marshall holding CT. Area. Wait. How does this look? What are the timings on these two kills? Is the plant already down? Plant goes down right here. Okay. We hit A pretty decently. Plant goes down. Orlick's close range snipes the Vito. And then medium range snipes the Fade. Sebastian is on site with a Marshall holding CT area. And we win the round. Is it flawless or does anyone on our team die? Ah, the Omen dies. So it's nearly flawless. And we win the round with 4 alive. Alright, how do we die this round? Phoenix. I want to get to this ult round, and then I'm probably going to end the stream. For the bonus, we go back to A again. Actually, our Yoru makes the enemy Yoru makes a huge play here. He flashes the shit out of all of them, and then TP's away like a goat. For the bonus, we go back A again. I didn't actually even notice this. Somebody shoots this drone. No? I mean, this clone. Who is it? Cracked Yoru, truly. I mean, his TP res running out, which is why he did it. But at that point, why even flash? Okay. Yoru sends his clone main. Orlix pops it with his outlaw. Sebastian and... How many people does that full blind? Does that only full blind him when he pops that clone? It totally only full blinds him. Orlix pops it with his outlaw. I'm going to say that Sebastian and Reyna were playing anti-flash, but in reality, they just weren't far enough forward. But Sebastian and Reyna... playing anti-flash. Swing main to keep this space. This is brilliant. Now to Sebastian's perspective. Yoru flashes main, which full blinds like pretty much everybody, right? Yoru flashes main, which full blinds pretty much everybody. But then TP's away because he's just here to send a message, not to get a kill. Actually, what kind of gun does he have? Would it have been a huge round for him? He has a Phantom. That could have been like a 4K straight up. Cracked Yoru. He actually ends up getting one, but could have gotten 3. That's all I'll say. Alright. The craziest shot. Nah. See, I can tell you what would have happened. True, it's bronze. You'll have experience. He'll just like whiff a full mag. He would have done that flash, came in, and maybe gotten 1 due to bad aim, and then killed by the others. No, they were full flash. He could have fully TP'd out. I mean, you're probably right that he would have gotten 1. Done that myself with aggro flashes and Vice. Yeah, true. Maybe I'm wrong. But then TP's away because he's just here to send a message, not get a free kill. I have missed multiple sets of full blinded 4 people because my aim is crackhead aim. You know what your solution is? This is what I've been telling IDK, and his aim has gotten better. Is to just go into deathmatch and sheriff only. It's like brutal, but it's the truth. Because you can't crouch spray with a sheriff. You kind of have to hit heads. But then TP's away because he's just here to send a message, not get a free kill. Not enough to deter. Stop us, though. Whenever I DM, I stay Guardian only. That's good, but let's be real. The Guardian you can still kind of spray with. The DM, like, with the Guardian, you really cannot at all. It's much more punishing. I would recommend trying the Deagle instead of the Guardian. I just don't DM a lot. Yeah, you should. I mean, it's like, what, 6 minutes per deathmatch? If you run, like, 2 deathmatches, that's 12 minutes. Like, 15 kind of max. And, you're getting, like, 40 fights in per game. That's way more than you'd get in a, say, a 12-7 scoreline of Valorant. assuming you get 2 fights per round of 12-7, that's, let's see, 24 for the 12, 14 for the 7, which is 38 in total. Let's say you're getting 2 rounds per fight for a 12-7 scoreline. What did I just say? 32 rounds? 38 rounds? That's like 40. One deathmatch will get you 40 kills. You know what I'm saying? Like, DMs are just like the way to get better aim. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's not enough to stop us, though. Because we're running forward. Swinging into the Astro Stun is beast mode. So like swinging into a new corner while stunned. Sebastian swings into a new angle while stunned. However, it should be the key word here. However, Sebastian swings into a new angle while stunned. And Orlix gets the luckiest random outlaw shot through a smoke. Does he at all have any idea that this guy is here? Or is it pure luck? Because I believe that it's pure luck, but maybe I see something that this guy doesn't, and he should be in my rank, and I should be in his rank. Let's see. So right there, he saw nothing. Right there, he sees, I guess, like, shots, but... yeah, that's still a very lucky shot. Look at how forward the Omen is. And we're not pushing sight. Okay, this makes me upset. Look at how forward our Omen is. The Yoru who we knew was there is dead. There's no shot there. You only really have to look door. I wish we replay saved voice comms. That'd be too brutal. We actually do look door, but then whiff our shots. Oh my gosh. And Omen does everything else by himself. End of round. Although, who am I kidding? This is bronze. No one talks. Yeah, true. Although I am curious, because, like, the thing is like, you gotta be the change you want to see in the world. You know what I mean? You can't expect your teams to calm if you don't calm. And so I'm curious, like, how frequently Sebastian and Orlix are calming in game. And I bet you it's never. I bet you they're in a Discord call talking to each other, but they don't talk to the team. And I wonder how often they're actually giving useful communications to each other. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Round 4 might be all we get to tonight. Go crazy. ADSing, I don't fuck with it. Usually I don't talk until someone else does, or if I need to get info out very quickly. Exactly. You don't talk until someone else does. But if everybody else has that mindset, then no one's gonna talk ever. You gotta be the change you want to see. I'm sure there's a lot of other players who don't talk until someone else does. So if you talk, it's inviting the rest of the room to the floor, you know? Close left, close right. Yeah. Flash out of this. Crazy crouch spray. Huge crouch spray. Let's see what's going on over here. Because our fucking... Look at who follows us onto site here. I know this guy's got a judge, but we've got a Reyna blind and a Gecko wingman. And let's see. Still we have our flash. We have a TP to get out on site. We flash way too far away. Wow. Thank God. Oh, wait. It's the Gecko who gets that kill, not even Orlix. I mean, Orlix swung, which is good at least. Wow, what a crazy... That Reyna is me? Yeah. When you're in a situation like that as a Reyna... I mean, like, this is the thing that I don't get. If you're gonna play a character, you gotta, like, try. You know what I'm saying? And I guess they flash, but this guy's got a shotgun. You think he's playing way back here? There's a smoke right here, so he can't even play here. He has to play close. Where the fuck do you think that flash is gonna land? This does not... Even if you were playing as far back as possible right here, that's not blinding you. Like, you must flash the ground right here. And then swing. And then not crouch spray while moving. Wow, that's aura. Also, Kay, the Yoru not teleporting past that trip is another example of someone who doesn't know what's going on. As an ex-Yoru... Oh, he didn't see the trip. You don't hear that trip either? Are we joking? Are we literally yoshing? Alright. Maybe I'm too harsh. I'm feeling aggressive right now. That's another reason I need to stop. Crazy ADS kill. I mean, rather not kill. This is something that he has to work on that I've mentioned to him in a DM last night before I went to sleep. Was, bro, you gotta stop ADSing, bro. You're just like throwing the game when you do that. Huge kill. Huge two-piece. Omen doesn't even care to help fight that. That's beast. Okay, let's go back. Let's get this round over with now that we've fully assessed what we need to talk about. Let's talk about it. So, other thing, look at their buy. It's not very good. They're gonna have shotguns and snipers. So, anyways, round 4. Head back over to B. Wow. Not a bad Omen smoke. Neither of these are that bad of Omen smokes. Astra smokes us A. 100%, that's what I'd do. I missed it. What would you do? Mess up the flash or ADS or crouch spray? Or run into the TP? I speak too fast sometimes, I think. So when you say stuff like that, it could be 1,000 things. But Omen smokes close left. So Sebastian can sneak into it. He flashes out, which full blinds fade, and crouch sprays his way to victory. Now he's deep in enemy lines and his entire team is stuck behind the now he's deep in enemy lines, but his whole team refuses to join him. With an Omen Flash and TP, a Molly, a Wingman. Eventually, Reyna blinds out, which doesn't blind anything. Astra is scaring them back with her Bucky shots into the smoke. Eventually, Reyna blinds out, which doesn't blind anything because it's way too far away, because it's literally behind the Astra. And shows off, wait, which one is and demonstrates her superior gunplay. Team on. However, this is what was needed to get the rest of the team on site. Is this another crouch spray? Come on, Sebastian. Get it together, man. Sebastian gets another pick onto the Sage. Orlux doesn't do fuck all this round. Wingman plants the spike. And then Sebastian chooses to ADS, stand still, and ADS on the Vito coming from mid. Does Gecko do everything else? Way cooler looking skin. Good upgrade, Gecko. Okay, WTP. Gecko trades him from the same spot. And then Yoru decides it would be epic to dry TP straight into Gecko's crosshair, which is pretty beast. Oh, it doesn't work. Okay, I fucking started this stream 2 hours ago, and I've basically done zero analysis of this game, so I think tomorrow I will restart up the stream and get it finished, because this is a better game than I thought based on the first 4 rounds, which has given me the life I need to continue. However, that's not going to happen right now because I have to go. So I'm going to end the stream, and I will return tomorrow. Have a good rest of your night. I'll probably stream a little bit earlier. So.